I understand the red planet Mars is getting ready to make a change.
Yes, it is. And oh, thank God is what pretty much everybody's saying. Mars normally takes it. Mars is the planet of ego-oriented projection. It's where you project your ego out into the world. Well, Mars normally stays in a sign for 6 weeks. Because it's retrograded this year, Mars went into the sign of Libra 2 weeks before Christmas, and it leaves there on Monday, which has been 6 months worth of this. So we're all ready to move on and start new projects. And I gotta say, if you haven't brought something to fruition by now, give it up. It's not going to happen for all of the signs when Mars changes signs. So, but specifically for Leo, you're not going to like hearing this. It means that there is upheaval at home, change at home, remodeling, refurbishing, trouble with water, trouble with... It's stuff that you're just going to have to pay attention to. Your home and your foundations is where that structure is going to need some shoring up. So I say fix it right the first time. Don't half-hand it. So,
right.
Or it'll be even more. For Virgos, it's in their third house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living is about to pick up. They've been really kind of just gliding. They've been spending money, haven't really been focused on making money. Well, that all changes, and the pace of their day-to-day living is about to pick up, and they're going to have to be prepared for it. For Libras, it's about spending money. Mars has been in their first house for 6 months, so they've made personal changes in their lives, they made changes in their physical being, and now they're fixing to spend a ton of money, and I'm not quite sure on what. But I know that Mars in your second means unanticipated expenses for the next 6 weeks or so. So, Andrew, don't throw anything at me. For Scorpios, Mars is in their sign, and they have been behind the power curve for the last 6 months or so. Well, that comes to a screeching halt on Monday. And when Mars enters your sign, it's your best new start in 22 months. So it's sort of like a big do-over for Scorpios. And it's they're finally getting fired up because Saturn had been in their sign for 2 years. So Scorpios have had it with the restrictions, and now they want to get their ego needs met, and they will not stop at anything to do that.
Okay.
For Sagittarians, Mars is going in from their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives into their 12th house of their own undoing. It is time for Sagittarians to take a step back, take a look at their procrastinating ways, and see how that tends to take away from the quality of their life, and they need to make some changes regarding getting to stuff immediately is what's going to happen. For Capricorns, 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. It is time for Capricorns to rally their female friends and colleagues and co-workers to help the Capricorn get what it is that they want. So the Capricorn is either going to be pitched by a group or is going to pitch to a group, I can't tell which one it is, in order to get the Capricorn's needs met, to get what the Capricorn wants. For Aquarians, it's in their 10th house of career and public standing. Mars squares their sign. And they're going to have to realize that whatever the boss tells them to do, they need to look at their boss and go, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and go ahead and do it. It is not the right time to fight, because I got to tell you, Aquarians, if you fight, you're going to come out on the losing end of it. So, got to remember that the boss is always right. For Pisces, it's in their 9th house of law. This is a great energy for Pisces. It fires them up. It inspires them. It makes them want to go forward and go forth and do things. And to Pisces, I say there are important matters pending, and you need to be proactive over the next 6 weeks to make them work out for you. And the law's on your side, and when that happens, you got to use it. For Aries, they're fixing to spend a boatload of money on other things, not their own resources, but the resources that they share with other people. They're going to be called upon to try and maximize that in one way or another. And they're fixing to try and regenerate themselves or rebuild themselves in one way or another. And that always ends up costing money. So it's kind of, that's what's going to happen with them. For Tauruses, Mars is in their 7th house, and they're about to be into the spotlight for one reason or another. Tauruses are about to start a boatload of activity and a boatload of energy that is really designed to project what the Taurus wants. This is not, I know Pat thinks about Christmas Wish, and there's some of that going on, but this is more about something that's close to Pat's heart that she wants to do for her and for her family, no doubt, and will improve her public image quite a bit. And as her partner, you need to go, yes, dear, whatever you want me to do, I'm on it.
I'm behind her all the way.
Right answer. For Geminis, it's in their 6th house of work. Big changes going on at work. They'll start today, and then they will culminate over the next 6 weeks or so. And it is, the Gemini's got to be careful, because the Gemini said, well, if I was in charge, I'd do this, this, and this, and boss is going to say, job's yours. Let's see what kind of a show you can put on for it. And also, Geminis need to deal with a health matter, and they cannot procrastinate on it. For Cancers, the last time we're going to talk about is in their 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures. Most fun time in 2 years for Cancers. It's a time for getting their wants and their needs met. And Cancer is really good at meeting other people's wants and needs. This is more about them. And if they're lucky, they'll be able to find something that they love, a hobby, something that they love to do, and turn that into a vocation over the next 6 weeks or so, because they can make a boatload of money doing it. So that's tomorrow's news today with the 12 signs of the zodiac. For Mars, entering the sign of Scorpio for the first time in 2 years.
Sounds good to me. See you next week.
See you next week. Always a pleasure.